Good morning, everyone. My name is Roshan Tilak, and I am the partner manager at OVHcloud. We will do this presentation together with Ray Gonzalez. He's going to introduce himself afterwards. So I want just to begin with our core belief. For those of you who may not be so familiar with OVHcloud, we would like to share our core beliefs with you. Just take a few seconds. From a broad product range, our intelligent manufacturing process, our support for an open system, and passionate employees to our commitment to social responsibility, we help to unlock the possibilities of a cloud. Why? Because we believe in an open system that keeps the users, coders, developers, partners, administrators, and operators in control of their data to manage in the right way, in a responsible way. Okay, so these are just a few words from our founder, Octave Kleber, here on the right, and our CEO, Michel Paulin, on the left. A quick overview of the agenda. As we present an overview of OVHcloud, the different way you can win with OVHcloud, what are the opportunities and trends? We'll discuss that with Ray, with VMware, and what we do and why you should be partnering with us, okay? And then we will focus our time on our partner program. So let's have a quick overview about who's OVHcloud and what do we do. OVHcloud is a global partner with a worldwide network at your fingerprints. You can see on a slide, like we have around 31 data centers, around 12 sites in 4 continents. We manufacture our own servers. We build our own data centers and deploy our own fiber optic global network to achieve maximum efficiency. In fact, our OVHcloud has a data center located in Canada, Quebec, which is one of the largest in the world. We're going to show that in the next slide. And through our spirit of challenging the status quo, we bring freedom, security, and innovation to solve data challenges today and tomorrow. Like I mentioned, this image gives you a better idea of our North American footprint. Our data center located south of Montreal was built in 2012. OVHcloud first North American data center is one of the largest in the world with a capacity of 360,000 servers. And OVHcloud recognized that Quebec as an early springboard into the North American market due to the great pool of IT resources. We were a pioneer in Quebec much before other cloud providers set up foot here. And then we had an expansion with 2 data centers in US, in the East Coast, in Vince Hill, and West Coast in Hillsborough in the US. Now, one of our key concepts is sustainable by design. What does that mean? It's one of our core values of OVHcloud. For 20 years, we have been building and managing our own servers, data centers, and network, like I already mentioned. This allows us to realize significant savings that we pass on to customers. All right. Our integrated industrial model serves as a launchpad for energy efficiency, epitomized by our groundbreaking water cooling technology and a set of measures at the hardware and data center level. In an evolving sustainable plan, along with advanced environmental technologies, our aim is to achieve carbon neutrality in operations by 2025. This is a big step. And in the customer and partner supply chains going forward. What do we do? Now, we do have a breadth of offerings to offer to our customers and partners. Now, our partners and customers have the ability to take advantage of multiple offerings, ranging from dedicated servers, VPS, hosted private cloud, public cloud, storage, network, security, telecom, web hosting, and collaborative tools. I can go on like this. We've got so many solutions, but this is just a glimpse, this is just a tip of the iceberg of what we offer. This wide variety gives partners the ability to pick the offering that works best for delivering their solution to clients. Now, why should you work with OVHcloud, right? In one sentence, we are one of a few global non-US hyperscaler, meaning the alternative cloud. Like I mentioned, we have been our motto is sustainability by design, right? And we use that to ensure that our customers and partners leverage the best technology in an industrialized model, meaning that you get the best price performance ratio. Now, one key aspect that people really don't talk about is data sovereignty. What is data sovereignty? Now, you already hear about the GDPR in the EU, and also the Cloud Act and the Patriot Act in the US. So let's have a quick overview. What is really data sovereignty? That it means that the digital data is subject to the laws of a country in which it is located. Meaning, for example, if you're in Canada, you put your data in a server in storage in Canada, yeah, it is subjected to the law of Canada. But how can you trust that your data is not stored elsewhere? Okay. Example, once your data travels outside of Canada or for your country where you're in, it is open to the laws of land. And at OVHcloud, we ensure that your data is where you put it. We have our data center in Canada, in Quebec. We ensure that it is there and you can like literally see it. We bring customers, partners, in fact, in our data center in Bourne for him to have a glimpse of the different servers. Of course, there's a lot of security measures there, which we'll call later, but we do sometimes organize some visits with high security measures in place. Now, let's pass on is like, how can you win if you partner with OVHcloud? I already mentioned about security. Like we take security seriously and the priority for us is keep your data safe and secure. Like we've heard like every day there's hacking, people get access to data unauthorized, like there's a lot of going on these days. Now to guarantee the highest level of security, we have invested in the best equipment and deployed the best practices at all levels of organization and infrastructure. This ensures that the availability and integrity and confidentiality of your data are fail-safe. Right? We have our own fiber optic network there, right? And we have put in place an anti-DDoS protection system. So some people might ask, so what is DDoS exactly? So basically, DDoS is an attack aims to render a server or service or an infrastructure unavailable by overloading the server's bandwidth or monopolizing its resources to the point of depletion. How it's done is very simple. Sometimes you just put a program, a script in place, and it just bombards the server, the web server, with requests like million or 1,000 times per second, and it just overloads the web server, and everything just crashes. This is just one example, basic example of how can this happen. Now, our anti-DDoS protection is free. So it comes with when you buy a VPS, a dedicated server to host a web, everything. So our anti-DDoS some of our partners, customers like Oscars, like, is your data protected from a cloud act if the data center is located outside the US, but then it's still owned by a US cloud service provider? Now, one thing we ask is, does your contract with your cloud service provider guarantees that the cloud act will not be applicable? Now, these are a few questions that sometimes is asked because customers and partners have concern that some government entities may have access to their sensitive data. You know, nowadays there's a lot of healthcare, you know, and drug, for example, a lot of drug companies are developing vaccines, you know, and medicines for the COVID. So who is accessing what becomes really, really critical. Now, at OVHcloud, we can guarantee that your data is safe. You know, our solution has been specifically designed to maximize data sovereignty. On trust-drug infrastructures, we certified isolated hardware that meets even the strictest data hosting requirement. We ensured full data residency and sovereignty, meaning that our cloud servers can be isolated to meet even the most stringent privacy requirements. This means that no one except your team can access your data because we know how important it is to safeguard your data. especially if it is critical and of national interest. Now, even for your peace of mind, sometimes you can trigger audit processes as required to ensure policies and compliance requirements are always met. Now, if we go on, like, again, how can you win with OVHcloud? Now, this is a really, really price sensitive market, right? If you work with traditional vendors, you can see that I've put in terms graphical, like other cloud service providers, how you put your margin here. This is your potential margin in the cloud bullet, right? You can clearly see here that we provide more margin. We are among the most competitive on the market. Now, how can we do that? Remember earlier I was mentioning that we really ensure that our data center is energy efficient, etc. Well, that's again because that we really lowers our cost on that point. And also we own and manage our own data centers from end to end. We're like vertically integrated. I again mentioned, we build our own servers, we own our own network, and we do have highest discount from ISVs such as, and software vendors such as VMware, Veeam, Veritas, etc. So basically we can pass on these savings to our partners and customers alike, So that's where really you can leverage us to bring more profit to yourself. And also a lower cost. What does that mean? It means that you can ensure that you put a case in front of your customers that make a more compelling business case, so that customers go ahead with their project. Because sometimes cloud projects can be so overwhelming. It's so big, it's so cost and time consuming that customers just shy away. But if you can put a really compelling proposition in front of your customers, it really can push the project forward. It's really about the perceived value and the real value, right? And the third thing I would like to mention is, this is one of the things that gets that many partners and customers don't really think until they are in it, is about ingress and egress fees. It is one of our cloud's biggest hidden costs. Like sometimes it hurts enterprises and businesses alike to the tune of thousands of dollars per year. Exactly what is data egress? Like, put it simply, data moves in and out of the cloud. Now, most cloud providers allow you to input your data for free, which is called ingress. But then we charge large network fees to move your data out of a cloud. Now, sometimes even from when you mean out of a cloud, sometimes from the primary site, even to the disaster recovery site, they charge you because it's moving from one data center location to the other. The moment it's moving out of a location, they charge you. And that's where the hidden cost is. And many customers and partners alike, they don't take that into consideration. And that's why sometimes you get a bill that, oh, what happened? I did a disaster recovery test and now I'm getting such a bill. Why is that? We are at OVHcloud, we have made the decision not to charge for ingress or egress traffic, because we do understand that this can be an impediment to moving data between different cloud providers. That's why we always say that we are transparent and free. Okay. Moreover, our customers tell us that greater price transparency and auto shutdown of unused systems are key priorities. They feel they shouldn't have to work hard to figure out the cost of each component that makes up the service. Now, we are really transparent on that. We want an easier way to calculate their cloud expenditure and to predict future costs, which is very important for finance people. Like, predict how much you're going to spend is really important, not for only finance people, but for everyone. Now, we view that you should be allowed to move your data from the cloud to wherever you want on the internet without these exorbitant and unexpected fees. So basically, what's the reason they want to put these fees in? Why do these cloud providers charge so much for data removal? The answer is it just the solid profit margin. It's also about making switching providers unappealing. Like, right now you're stuck with us now. You can't move your data out. I'll move on in terms, I was mentioning earlier about a lot of our data security, our data compliance. We've got a lot of compliance and certification in place in our data centers. Our data security management system is aligned with ISO 20000 principles, and we are compliant with a number of reinforced security requirements as you can read above, like in terms of a SOC, the PCI, for example, for healthcare, we have got HDS, and for security, CISP code certified. We're noting that our customers can have a platform audited by an external organization. Now, this is also another way we support your specific business needs when partnering alongside us. I'm going to now move on with VMware. I have Ray here, and we're going to have a look at the market opportunities and trends with VMware. Hi, Ray. How are you doing?
Hey, Roshan, how about you turn on your camera so we can see you as well?
Oh, okay. Just hold on.
Hey,
Can
there
you
you
see
are.
me now?
I can see you now.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, yes. I'm good, Ray. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Thanks.
So I just want to ask you a couple of questions in terms of the market opportunities and trends happening in the market, in the world, and of course with VMware as well. So my first question to you is, why should this transition to the cloud be important to partners and, well, customers alike?
Yeah, sure. And just to explain, my role is I manage our VMware cloud providers, not just for the Canadian marketplace, but I have responsibility in the US and in Latin America as well. So I get to talk to a lot of partners out there and get an understanding of what trends are happening in the marketplace. And at the same time, I do a fair bit of reading and research and try to understand what the analysts are saying too. So I'm going to start just with this slide from 451 Research, right? And this talks about transition. And I think the biggest part of my role in my career, I've spent helping partners navigate transitions through technologies, right? So if we look at traditional solution providers, folks that were selling products to end users that were then using those products to deploy data centers and solutions on premise, right? And if we look back 10 years ago, that was probably about 80–90% of the spend that was going on by IT organizations. This slide talks to what was happening last year, what's going to be transitioning in the next couple of years, right? So if we see on the left-hand side, 40% in 2019, 40% of spend for workload execution, or the workload execution was traditional on-premise resources, not cloud-like at all, right? And then we saw the introduction of 15% being cloud-like, right, on-prem. And then you see hosted non-cloud. So that is, colo type opportunities, right, where the gear is in someone else's data center, but the organization retains title to that and manages that infrastructure as well around that. So if you add those three up, right, that's 63% of workloads, living in traditional, sort of non-cloud environments, right, really, or non-hosted environments. If you look at what's going to happen and what is happening now, and we're seeing this for sure, is that workloads are shifting to cloud type environments. So now you can see 57% of that spend, and if you add in that hosted non-cloud, in third-party data centers, call that 63%. The majority of where workloads are landing are in hosted cloud environments. So partners have to transition their business from selling gear to organizations, right, to providing services, managed services around the transition and managing those workloads going forward, right? The spend is not changing around here. In fact, the spend goes up despite COVID, but the way that organizations are spending money is shifting significantly.
All right, I understand. So you mentioned about COVID. So has COVID impacted migration plans to the cloud? Like, what are you seeing?
Yeah, when obviously the pandemic has impacted every part of our lives, and organizations from a business standpoint and IT operations severely impacted for sure. When this started back in February, March, I personally thought, well, this shuts everything down, right? Things are going to grind to a halt. But what we've seen is that there's been an acceleration of migration and workloads moving to the cloud. And in retrospect, it makes a ton of sense, right? Because all of a sudden you shut these offices, folks can't get access to their on-prem data centers, right? Folks can't get into the buildings to do work, right? And so the first wave was like, how do we keep our IT systems running, right? And that was probably 3 or 4 months. And now we're in a period where organizations are saying, okay, how do we ensure resilience for our workloads in the long term? And with this time it's COVID, next time it could be something else. There's going to be another time, and there's going to be another time, right? So how do we take the lessons from an IT perspective of what we've learned from COVID and build a more resilient infrastructure? And the answer really gravitates to moving workloads to the cloud. So most organizations have plans to do this, or are looking for a partner to help them with their plans to do this because they've never done it before. And there's specific spend that they have for these migration projects as well.
Yeah, that is very true. So if we move on, is like you've already mentioned, it seems that most companies want to go to hyperscalers. So why is that?
It's interesting, and there's certainly a perception around that. I mean, you see the growth of the hyperscalers, and as Amazon, AWS services, they talk about their results and their tremendous growth, and Azure as well, along the same lines. But you see that growth slowing a little bit in the most recent reports too. But what's really interesting is that customers are realizing that it's not all what they thought it would be, making that transition. And 4 years ago, the common thought was, conventional wisdom was that, hey, we'll move everything to a single cloud provider like Amazon or Azure. But they found it difficult to do that. Not just that, but that when they move workloads, the experience for them has been different from what they expected. So Roshan, you talked about ingress and egress charges, so those hidden costs that come along there, right? But security concerns are also a challenge for them. Performance, compliance, management complexity. They have to learn a whole new set of tools and process to run those applications in a cloud environment that has kind of proprietary tooling around it. So they struggle with that. And one of the big reasons is just sort of the performance of the applications is not what they expected it to be. So there's been this big move actually to repatriate workloads away from hyperscalers and onto either on-prem, private cloud, or hosted private cloud. Right. So even though your customer might say, yeah, you know what, we've got all these applications in hyperscalers, ask them some questions. Is the cost what you expected, right? Do you have the skill sets to run those in those environments? Is the performance, how do you manage performance on those? And get them thinking around there. They're a little bit, create a little bit of anxiety having those conversations, but it's a good conversation to get them thinking about what they're really getting with the hyperscalers.
Yeah, good point. That's really like about the cost. And so you mentioned about, so basically what are organization like customers looking for in a private cloud provider?
Yeah, well, and you see this comes from Enterprise Strategy Group, and they're saying 78% of enterprises define infrastructure and application compatibility as the key to objectives for hybrid cloud. So, when we talk about hybrid cloud, it is a mix of on-prem resources, right, with resources that sit in the cloud provider, intercompatibility with that. You can move workloads back and forth easily. And organizations want to forget about infrastructure. Right? They want to really move away from having to worry about compute, storage, from a certain standpoint, networking as well, and focus on their application and the performance of their application. So there's a couple of things. Is that VMware, the leader in on-prem virtualization, both across storage, networking, and compute. And there's a lot of skill sets that exist in end customers around VMware. So when they move workloads to a VMware-like environment, it's easy, right? It's the same tools. It's vRealize operations. It's vSphere, vCenter. It's NSX. It's vSAN. It's all the stuff that they're used to working with. Those same tools exist in the cloud provider, right? Like OVH. So moving things back and forth, it just becomes an extension of the data center. In fact, they can do stretch networks, around that. So it just looks like part of their own data center as well. So I think that's the key thing, is application performance, compatibility, and a big part of that is having the skill sets to manage those workloads in those cloud environments.
Yes, and also OVHcloud is, just to mention, one of the biggest partners of VMware, and going on that is like why OVHcloud is a good target for transitional VMware workloads.
Yeah. So Roshan, as you mentioned, thank you very much on behalf of VMware for the partnership we enjoy with Roshan, with OVH, not just in the Americas, but in EMEA, other geographies as well. I think OVH is certainly in the top 10, if not in the top 5 partners for us globally. And a lot of the things that you mentioned in terms of, the technology innovation that you guys drive in the hardware platform, along with the VMware solid stack of infrastructure and vCloud Foundation being layered on top of that, really drives a compelling business case when we come together, right? One of the things with OVH, you're one of the few providers that we have in Canada, in the Americas, that are cloud verified. And the cloud verified means that you've got our stamp of approval. We've gone in, looked at your operations, looked at the stack of software that you're running, and saying that you're basing that on the best reference design coming from VMware engineering. Right? So customers, when they see that cloud verified badge, they can be assured that there will be few compatibility issues when they look to take their VM workload that they're running on their hosts and their premise and migrating that to OVH. And OVH is leveraging some advanced tools like HCX, which allows for bulk migrations of VMs, right? So there's no downtime when they're making that transition as well. And the other thing too is that, what we did for compute, years ago, we've done for storage, we've done that for networking. And when we bring that together, we call that VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation. And there's a lot of great use cases for that OVH can support. And we talk about hybrid cloud or private cloud around that. Also using that as a platform to do Kubernetes. I don't know if most people are aware, but at this point, Kubernetes and VMs are first-class citizens within vSphere, and OVH can support that. And then, virtual desktop infrastructure. That's a great use case for the pandemic times, as well as organizations have to support a myriad of devices, and standardizing through VDI is another great use case that again OVH can support. So overall, it's been a great partnership. We're looking forward to continuing to develop and offering. As we innovate and OVHcloud innovates, the messaging gets even stronger. And there's a great partner opportunity because, one thing, Roshan, that I think you did mention is that OVH primarily infrastructure, right? There's a great opportunity for partners to come in with managed services on top of that VMware nor OVH, provide themselves. So that's kind of the secret sauce that brings us together and makes it really compelling for the customers.
Yes,
but
that's very true.
Yeah. So thanks so much, Roshan. I know you got a lot of material still to cover, but I appreciate the opportunity to join you in this chat.
Thank you a lot, Trey, for this overview. It was really a lot of information and valid information as well. Coming from one of the major partners of OVHcloud, and of course one of the biggest partners in the world. Thank you again. So team, we're going to have a quick overview about our partner program right now. So basically, I just want to mention that there are complexities in all projects, like be it big or small. Our partner program is aimed at organizations like partners that are eager to recommend their OVHcloud-based solution to help support and solve end customers' needs and challenges. And also in their migrations to the OVHcloud platform, like as value-added resellers or managed service providers, like in fields such as integration, added solution, consulting, or training companies. Like we will go into how can you partner with VMware. Like basically, you can become a partner in three way, like value-added resellers, like basically all system integrators. Yeah, you buy from OVHcloud, you put in your software, your services, your technical support, and then you resell to your customers. The second methodology, of course, is partners that are managed service providers, like we already mentioned, like the customers here are buying the infrastructure directly from OVHcloud, and then you manage the entire infrastructure and providing your services on top of that. And then the third way we partner, of course, is through referrals, and this is coming soon. All right. Now, why we have designed this program? Like we've designed it like to bring our partners and customers like an alternative cloud. Like I already mentioned, I'm mentioning again, it's to have the right kind of control, like avoid unpleasant surprises. Like you can be assured that your customers won't have unpleasant surprises, hidden costs when you propose them our solution, like sudden price hike, and then you can make them save time and money. Like our program has been built for the world. It's a new program. We're trying to push it. It's a global program as well. It is an investment in you in terms to make you make more profit. Like we do a lot of partner training, education and support, marketing resources, and sales and support and communication. Like our partner program is really partner focused. Like I being the partner manager for Canada and Latin market, I'm ensuring that the partners like are rightly onboarded, they are rightly trained on our solutions, and every single month there's one training towards specific exclusive for partners that takes place to enable them and train them on our solutions. And also we provide diplomas, sales and marketing material to support our mutual success, right? Now, how we go around that is that our partners benefit from two value arms, which is our sales creation and the sales enablement part. Now, because we firmly believe that a trained partner will be more successful and will generate more sales and margin, both for them and also provide more value to their customers. Now, once a partner is onboarded, we provide an enablement roadmap, and advanced partners as well get to participate in our partner academy free of charge and get priority access to our technical support. Again, remind you that all our training, all the education that we provide are free of charge. Now, from a sales creation perspective, we also accompany our partners to help them generate more business by helping them, for example, by co-hosting events, account and business development. We help by doing proof of concept, case studies, and also sometimes we provide them some free resources on our system for them to test their new software as well. And one other thing as well is they do appear in our partner directory, be it standard or advanced level, which I'm going to talk just afterwards. Now let's have a look at the partnership level itself. We have two levels of partnership. One is the standard and one the advanced one. Now, a bit of overview why we've done that is because we do have some partners that are just starting selling cloud solutions, and these partners, we onboard them on our like standard program. We just get them started and we improve your knowledge of a product and solution in order for you to increase your customer acquisition. Some quick notes: you enjoy a non-exclusive partnership contract. Like this is really important. Like when we mean about non-exclusive is that you're not binded by a contract saying, oh, you can't work with X, Y, Z, but you're allowed to work with whoever you want. So basically the contract itself is non-exclusive, it's transparent. We provide a specific onboarding process, and you get free access to a number of resources of sales and technical literature, and our partner portal as well. Now, on top of that, we have our advanced partner program, which is geared for partners that already like working with selling cloud solutions. Perhaps they're already working with other hyperscalers. They understand the cloud solution, but then they want to really understand deeper our solution. So basically, we have based the advanced partner program for you to take full advantage of OVHcloud. There's a lot of things for advanced partners. For example, we provide you with an account manager with solution expertise. There's the premium advanced support that comes with it as well. Of course, there's additional fees for that. And then you get access to a Partner Academy full catalog, free of charge. This is really an advanced training for our advanced partners, and it's over 4 days of training for your pre-sales, sales, and technical people. And having said that, our partners have frequent opportunities for education and showcasing their solutions through numerous venues. I already mentioned about the partner directory, but then there's other things we do with our partners as well. We started to do case studies with them, press release. They appear in our newsletter as well, and there's a lot more coming as well as we evolve our partner program. Like I already mentioned, this is a bit graphical. I already mentioned before. This shows visually the benefits of being a standard or advanced partners. Like I already mentioned, like partners can benefit in operating our partner directory. What is the partner directory? Basically, customers can go on our site and based on geography or partner expertise, they can search and look for partners and contact the partners directory, or our inside sales can refer the partners as well. They do get access to our partner portal and so forth. In summary, our OVHcloud Partner Program is simple and quick to join. It's very simple. You just go on our website. There's a partner link there. You click on that, you register, and you go. It's like a 5-minute process, and there's no costly certification process or lengthy training courses to complete as well, right? And I will end on this note. I won't take much long now. My call to action to you is, if you feel that you're primed to become a partner of OVHcloud based on all that we've said, please register to become a partner. I already mentioned it only takes 5 minutes. And normally what we're going to do is within 10 days of your application, we will, of course, analyze, we'll contact you, and we will process and respond to your application and see if you're fit to partner with us, and if it's mutually benefit or not. Like you can see, the link is here. You just click on this and you click on Become OVHcloud Partner. You create an account, you just log in. It will not take more than 5 minutes for you to do that. All right. My email address is here. You can contact me anytime. You can send me an email as well. And all my other team members as well. Once you contact them, they will refer you to me, and I will ensure that you are onboarded and start in our partner program. I want to thank everyone, Emma, Ray, and all the team that has made this webinar possible, and thank you, customers and partners who have attended this. There's some additional resources here at the end that you can go and click. We will send you some more literature and a recording of this webinar. Please ensure that you do access these resources. There's a lot of resources free from us, even if you don't become partner, and you can really good do business with us. Thank you, everyone, and we will take some questions now, and feel free to ask any question. Thank you.
Thank you, Roshan, and thank you, Ray. Yeah. Yes. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the Q&A chat box. Right now, we have some already, Roshan. So the first one is from John. How many days does it take to get onboarded as a partner?
So normally, like I already mentioned, it does take, sometimes it's really quick. Normally it's within 10 days. I put it, the reason it's 10 days is once we contact the partner contact us, we start engaging. I send them an email, we do a call together and see if it's mutually benefit. Like we can see like what are the services they provide and mutually agree on the different platform they can leverage on OVHcloud so that they start selling to their customers. Now, some partners are new. So because they are new, it takes more time because then we need really to check and align with their objectives. But some partners are already customers with OVHcloud. They're already trading with OVHcloud. So this makes it a bit easier. So then you can say that within days, they get onboarded as a partner. And like I mentioned, like we normally it's within 10 days. In some exceptional case, it has taken longer because of some reasons, because we had to check and or some data was not available from the partner or the customer. So we had to wait to get this data in. So normally it will not exceed 10 days in order to onboard a partner. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, thank you, Roshan. We have another question from Hanin. And
Yes.
the question is, we are already registered as partner with OVHcloud. When can we enroll in the training program?
Good question. Normally, we once you enroll as a standard or advanced partner, there's a training that we do regularly. For example, for standard partner, the onboarding training is the OVHcloud Explorer, which is going to happen the first week of December. So rest assured, Anine, that you're going to get your training. The thing is that we don't do training like every week. We do it once we get a quorum of partners so that we can do the training. So rest assured, in the first week of December, you're going to get your training. And for advanced partners in the first and second week of December as well, we're doing the Partner Academy for the advanced partners to take advantage of. And on top of that, there's additional training that is going to take, product training that is going to take place every month for partners.
Okay, thank you, Roshan. We have another question from Sarah, and she's asking, is there any paid certification to do when you become a partner?
No, there's no paid certification to do when you become a partner. So basically, we provide you with all the tools and resources for you to train yourself. What we do request is, for example, standard partners, though it's not in the contract, we want you to take the OVHcloud Explorer training, even if you're already trading with OVHcloud platform. We want you to take this training seriously and attend this training. The reason of that is because, of course, first is we train you on the different platform of OVHcloud, and also we give you the new solution that OVHcloud is coming forward. For example, recently we have just launched our private premier cloud based on VMware, leveraging VMware, and this is new. So we talk a bit about that as well to make you understand that there's new offerings. So it's really, really important that our partners attend our training. There's no paid certification, but it's really important that they attend our training. It's free and it's really valuable to everyone.
Okay.
I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, we don't have any more question right now.
Okay.